Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sydney and I am so excited because I am here to show you my very first monthly reading recap. So let's take a look at what I read in April. We are going to be taking a look at the 7 books that I read this month. I am a library person and so I don't have all of them here, but I am still going to share with you all of the books that I read this month, what I thought of them, and just get to chat a little bit with you guys. This was a really fun reading month. I had some maybe all-time favorites and some unexpected books too. So I am so excited to start running through them, and let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them. I do plan to keep these videos spoiler free. I hate when you're watching a video of a book and wondering if you should read it, and then the end of it gets spoiled before you even get to read the book at all. So I'm gonna keep these spoiler free, but again, if you have read these books and you want to share that with me in the comments, please do. Before we get started, I also wanted to shout out that I am on Goodreads, so I'll go ahead and put that right here, and I'm also going to link that in the description. It's a great way to see what I'm reading in real time. I also love to get book inspiration from Goodreads, and I love it when I get to follow friends and you guys too. So go ahead and check that out, and let's go ahead and get into the books. The very first book that I'm going to share this month is actually a book that I pre-ordered. So this book is called I've Got Questions, The Spiritual Practice of Having It Out with God. This is by Erin Hicks Moon. She was a Bible study author and she's a podcaster and just writes really, really great in her Substack. She writes really great books. So this book, as it sounds, is all about asking God hard questions and the idea that God is not scared of your questions. And this book was just such a breath of fresh air for me. I loved the way that Erin talked about her relationship with the Lord and how we can move about our own lives asking God hard questions, and just everything that she says feels magical to me. It helps that I love her already, but anyway, this book was just so good, especially if you are on your own faith journey, or if you've grown up in the church and now you are asking questions as an adult like I am. All of that really good and helpful stuff. One aspect of this book that I really loved was the way that she talked about how we ought to love our neighbors because of how much God loves us, and that love extends you know, in the whole thing. So anyway, I just thought it was really good. This was a 5-star book for me. The next book that I'm going to be sharing, I have actually already shared before. I talked about it in my first ever booktube video, and that is She Really Going Out With Him by Sophie Cousins. This book was such a sweet book. I talked about it more extensively in my first video, so you can check that out, but I will talk about it here as well. So this book follows Anna Appleby as she is going through her work life and her family life, and she's actually going through a divorce in the midst of this book. Also, she is really redefining a lot of things about her life, and she's not really sure what her life is supposed to look like now. She has young kids, but obviously this idea of married life and being married to the same person has really shifted recently, and so she has a lot of questions and a lot of things to redefine. I really enjoyed Will, our main character in this book. He kind of has this I don't know, a coolness. He has, you know, kind of a riz about him where he just, it feels like things come really easy to him, but obviously they're getting to know him more. Anna realizes that he is much more of a real person than she gave him credit for, and I just thought that relationship dynamic between them was really cool. And in the midst of this too, the book also handles a lot of elements of grief and redefining your life expectations, and also platonic relationships. There are a lot of really fun friendship dynamics, and she develops a cool relationship with some of her neighbors and some people that are older than her and younger than her, and I just thought that was a really, really cool aspect to this book. It was more for me than just a romance novel, which I just thought was really, really lovely. So this book also was a 5-star read for me. So the next book I'm going to be talking about, I actually listened to on audio from the library, and so I do not have a physical copy for it, but this book I think falls a little bit into the unexpected. It is a thriller, but the description describes it as Mare of Easttown meets The Outsiders, which automatically got me. I was really, really interested in this premise. It's about a small town and some disappearances that are happening in the town. Our female main character is a police officer, and so kind of that Mare of Easttown vibe a little bit, and her son is actually involved in an accident a year before all of these strange things start happening, and so she's having some that family struggles and some disagreements with her spouse, and then these things are starting to happen in this small town that they live in, and there's a lot of questions around, is this foul play? Is it something culty, something sinister? And something about me is that if something has a culty possibility to it, I'm pretty much going to be interested in it. I love thrillers that have kind of an unexpected twist, and this book definitely had that. I will say not everything hit the mark for me exactly with this book. I did overall really enjoy it, but it wasn't that instant feeling. It didn't have the vibe by the end that would have made it a 4 or 5-star read. So this book was a 3-star for me. Again, I did really enjoy it, but it just wasn't the level of twisty interest that I was hoping for. But you know, at the end of the day, I would recommend it. It was a really enjoyable book. I think I read this in just a couple of days, and yeah, you know, it was good. Okay, this next book definitely falls into the unexpected category for me. I read this book because it was really buzzy online. Honestly, I heard about it on TikTok and on Instagram, and it was a pretty short book, and I just felt like, let's give it a try. Let's see what it's like. And I honestly do not know. I finished this book and I do not know what it was about. I don't even know. Yeah, so this book is called Audition by Katie Kitamura, and it was a wild ride. If you've read this book, I definitely want to hear what you thought about it, because it was just really unexpected to me. It follows our main character, who is, the book starts where she's meeting a man at a diner or at a restaurant, and we're not really sure what the nature of their relationship is, and we still don't really find out for a while, and then the book really takes a turn in the middle. There's like a part 1 and a part 2, and so throughout you're following, but at least for me, I was following, but I wasn't always following. Overall, I thought it was a really compelling story, and I thought it was really, really beautifully done. But this ended up being a 3-star book for me. I did like it, but I do think I need to read it again to really grasp all of the intricacies of it, because even since reading it, I've read some reviews of it, and there was kind of a mix. People that felt like they totally got it, and people who were also asking questions that I was asking. But again, all in all, a really, really beautiful piece of work. I just don't know if it's meant to be interpreted fully, at least by me. So once again, if you've read this book, I want to hear what you thought about it, because I found it to be so fascinating and so beautifully done, but I did end the book with questions. So anyway, yeah, 3 stars. This next book is by an author that I absolutely love, and a lot of you probably do too. This is The Locked Door by Freida McFadden. I listened to this book on audio, and so I don't have a physical copy of it, but I will say I crushed this book in probably a day and a half. I love Freida McFadden for so many reasons. I think her stories are so twisty and they're so fun and they're so interesting, and they are like cotton candy. I feel like I can just lock in on a Freida book and that I'm set. That's what I'm doing for the day, whether I'm cleaning around the house or what. I genuinely love listening to her books on audio for that reason. But anyway, this is The Locked Door by Freida McFadden. The premise of this one was really interesting, and I'm also trying to read all of Freida's backlog books, and so had a lot of excitement around this one. So the description of this book reads, "Some doors are locked for a reason," which, ominous from the jump. 11-year-old Nora Davis was up in her bedroom doing homework, and she had no idea her father was killing women in the basement until the day the police arrived at their front door. Decades later, Nora's father is spending his life behind bars. So Nora is our main character, and she obviously grew up in a house where her father was a serial killer and he's now in jail. She is a really successful surgeon, and then something starts happening where her young female patients are being murdered, and the police are questioning her, and she's not sure what's happening, and there is all of these things going on, and she's getting really scared, and she's worried that she's being followed, and there's just all of these things that are happening. Again, really fun, twisty things that always happen in Freida McFadden books. But all she knows is that she's not a killer like her father is, and I really enjoyed this book. Again, I'm a diehard Freida fan. I find her books to be so enjoyable. This one was a 4-star for me, which I think is better than average. A lot of Freida books for me are really enjoyable, but they fall somewhere between a 3 and a 5-star. So this one was a 4-star, and overall really good. Yeah, I would recommend it, especially if you've enjoyed her reading in the past. There are a few that I've liked more. I can share those maybe in another video of where to start or the Freida books that I like best, but this one was on the better than average side for me. So yeah, 4 stars. This next book was probably, dare I say, a favorite thriller for the past year, like past, calendar year. I loved it. So this book is called This Book Will Bury Me by Ashley Winstead. So I've read other Ashley Winstead books before, and I've liked them, but I loved this book. I loved it. It had so many great aspects to it, and I just felt like I could not put it down. So she also wrote In My Dreams I Hold a Knife and Midnight is the Darkest Hour, which I enjoyed both of, but again, this one I liked even more. So this story has kind of a crime thriller aspect to it, as well as a serial killer aspect to it. So the premise of this story is, after the unexpected death of her father, college student Jane Sharp longs for a distraction from her grief, and she becomes obsessed with true crime, befriending amateur detectives who teach her how to hunt killers from afar. So there's this element of internet sleuthing in this story, and kind of the internet true crime side of like TikTok and like Reddit forums and subreddits. And I just thought that was such an interesting premise. So she gains some friends online from this, and she starts finding, in addition to friendship, kind of a purpose. She is trying to pull herself out of grief, trying to put her life back together in the wake of her father's really unexpected death. And she gains these friends online. So after some time, her friends that she's made, they all decide that they want to take a trip to the scene of the crime, if you will, to this town where this murder has taken place. And you know, hijinks ensue. They're trying to sort things out. They're trying to crack this case together. And it was just so fun. The whole time you're trying to figure out you know, who did it. You're trying to solve the case alongside of them, and as time goes on, you're being introduced to more characters and you're seeing more information, and it is just such a fun book. At least I thought so. So this was a 5-star read for me. I really enjoyed it. I felt like it had such clever writing. The mystery was so fun to try and uncover. It had this element of found family within this little group of online friends that she's made, and then so many shocking surprises. So this book was such a wild ride, and I would absolutely recommend it, especially if you like thrillers, especially if you like true crime elements and kind of that like police procedural side of things. I really enjoyed it. So we are on to the final book that I'm going to be sharing this month. This book is First Time Caller. This book is by B.K. Borison, and a lot of you have probably heard of this book already. It has been really popular online, and that's where I heard about it initially. Spoiler, loved this book. I thought it was so clever. I thought it was so sweet. The chemistry was off the charts. I thought that Aiden and Lucy were just so sweet together, and yeah, just overall a really fun read. So the premise of this book is that we have an on-air radio host. He hosts a romance hotline, and he has completely given up on love. So he gets on the radio every day and he takes calls from people, and somewhere along the way he has just decided that love is not for him, and maybe it's for some people, but it's not happening for him. Then one day a little girl calls onto the hotline and says that she's looking for love for her mom, which is so cute and so sweet. And of course they don't know, the mom doesn't know that the daughter is doing this, and it's kind of a little scheme that she has. But all of these things happen. People on air love Lucy's story, and she ends up kind of contributing in a unique way to the show. And again, just such a sweet story. It had really fun character dynamics, and the relationship with her daughter was really sweet, and there's some friendship elements there. It was just overall a really nice, really nice book. I also loved in this one, there are some little pages between each of the chapters where we get to read an online comment, or we get to hear a voicemail, or we get to, you know, have a little caller dialogue for someone that's called into the show. I thought these were a really cool addition, and it really added some color to the story. Yeah, I thought that was a really nice touch. It really made you feel like you were, you know, in the story with these characters, and just made it a really fun time. So this was also a 5-star romance for me. I really enjoyed it, and I would recommend this one too to you. Okay, well, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Those are the 7 books that I read in May. Comment below if you've read one of these books. I would love to hear what you thought about it. I also would love to hear your recommendations. If there are things that you think I should read in May or this summer, please drop those below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!